So maybe if I crawl out the hatch.
Oh my god. Hello and welcome back to another Out of Spec Bits video. So I was talking to my cousin the other day and he was like, can you push an EV to charge it? And I was like, I honestly don't have an answer to that. I've obviously, we know you can tow charge them. If you put enough pressure against them, they will charge. But can a human, as one person, put in enough meaningful effort to actually show watts coming back into the battery? And so I was like, you know, I really am not sure. So I was like, this is going to be a wonderful bits video to experiment with all the cars we have and this huge track to go and just, can we do it? So I want to start with maybe some smaller EVs that are lighter and then move into maybe some bigger, heavier ones if we can find some good ones to do. But we've got them down in probably the 2,000 pound range, like somewhere just below 3,000 pounds. And I want to see, you know, can you do it? There's different strategies. Some have creep, some have auto hold, which could be a problem because it may stop on us and grab the brakes. Creep may be too fast so that you can't keep pushing it to try to push energy back in. There's all these questions I want to answer. So basically, Alex is with me here behind the camera. He's going to be helping me do the analysis of all the technical stuff too. But what are your thoughts on this and like in general, and what cars might work the best? Because there's a lot of variety here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. We've got a lot of different variety with the cars, of course. I mean, anything with a permanent magnet motor is going to be able to regen best at very low speed. But a lot of the cars that we have here have creep mode, so it's going to be hard to measure. If the car was completely dead, maybe it wouldn't creep, but that's kind of a, yeah, it's going to be a hard thing to measure on cars that creep because we'll have to be able to keep up with the creep mode and push past that to get it to regen. But some of these cars, like you said, don't have creep mode on them, or we might be able to turn creep mode off. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah.
All right, well, let's run down the line maybe a little bit really quickly and let's see what we think. So VinFast is a good bit heavier, but I'm almost certain it has one pedal that we can use. So we might be able to try that as kind of the next stage of weight-wise and heaviness of the vehicle. And then I think we said B-Class and Old Leaf both have creep, right?
Yeah, those both have creep mode that cannot be turned off. The Leaf has a permanent magnet motor, so it should be able to regen quite well at low speed. The B-Class has an induction motor, so not quite as good at low speed regen, but we still might be able to get something measurable.
Yeah, this is still not working, right?
Yeah, the old RAV4 here does not work, so we won't be able to test anything with that.
Now, one really interesting thing is we haven't really tested Dakota at all, and I was like, would this work for this situation?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't have enough first-hand experience driving a Dakota to remember what its behavior is like at low speed.
Just try it and test it if we can get it to move and run, which I guess it's all good and running, right? You got it running?
Yep, it's all running and driving. And actually, now that I think about it, here a couple weeks ago, I was kind of taking a look at all the cars here to see what's broken and what's not. I actually was able to get this RAV4 to drive, only very briefly. I don't know if we can actually get it to a place where we'd be able to push it and have it be able to regen charge, but...
Okay, and we determined, I think i3 does have
yeah, the i3 does have one pedal. It does do brake hold.
Yeah.
We'll have to try and see if we can turn the setting off for that. I'm not sure if we can or not. But it does do full one pedal driving, so that one's probably a good candidate for a nice lightweight car to try out.
Yeah, I think we'll end up starting with either this or maybe the Spark because we've got it. It does have creep mode, but it's 2 or 3 miles an hour, and you should be able to push a little past that and get maybe a little noticeable something. So we're going to see. That might take a lot of effort, but we're going to give this a shot nonetheless. So we're going to get some stuff together, some maybe OBD tools or something to monitor what exact power is coming out or in, because if these are pulling 800 watts to run stuff in the background, we're probably not going to be able to put enough energy to actually account for all 800 and then put in more.
Right.
It's probably going to be just taking off the amount that you're using just with as little speed and push as we can get. But we'll see. We might be surprised. So we're going to head over to the track in a bit and start trying this out. So this is our out-of-spec Coda that does still run. What does it only have a few hundred miles on it, right?
406 miles
406.
on the odometer. Yeah.
Yeah, this old of a car. Beautiful. I kind of love the wheels for some reason. But anyway, we're going to use the Autel here to see if we can connect to this and actually get data from it, because so few of these were made. There's not really a lot out there, so I don't know if we can get detailed diagnostic stuff off of this to see what power is coming and going to actually test for this. But it appears that it has some kind of one pedal driving, just pulling it out a little bit. So we want to try to see if we can get this one to work.
Yeah, so not 100% sure if we'll actually be able to connect to this car or not. I don't think so. Yeah, Coda doesn't show up.
Oh, well.
But we might be able to do generic OBD2. We'll see if we can get some data that way. There probably is a diagnostic. Let's see, auto scan. Try and see if this does anything. I'm sure that there's a diagnostic software that I could probably download for this car on a PC or something. I've just never actually worked on a Coda before, so I don't have any of that. But we'll see if we can get some sort of data from this, because we'd like to be able to get an actual number for either consumption or regen if we can.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole point of this.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't work.
Which, yeah, if we can't get that data off this car, then obviously that kind of rules out being able to use this for any testing. But it seems to be a pretty decent candidate because it doesn't appear to have any creep, right?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me, at least initially.
It does have a bit of creep.
And maybe it's kind of stuck on the ground here, I'm not sure, but it seemed to stop. So, oh, is that neutral?
That was reverse.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you neutral to see if it would go back.
Enough kind of lumps and stuff in the grass.
Yeah, it could be coming off of some of these holes where it was just not putting in enough power. Because like with most cars I do, they'll just push right over little spots like that, but it may not if it's programmed differently.
Yeah, and I can feel it. Like that's drive. If I go into neutral,
is it? Oh, it pulls
you can
back.
kind of feel it.
Okay.
But apparently it must not have very high power for,
it may not.
That, so we should be able to overcome that.
Yeah, I say that might still be easy to push through, which is the idea. I chose a heck of a day to try this. It's like 95 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's a little toasty.
So it tries to establish connection forever and then what, just doesn't connect?
Yeah, it said that live data was not supported by the ECU.
Okay,
so.
Well, wonderful. So that's kind of useless. Can't get data. Data's everything.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to try the i3 and the Spark here in a little bit, because we're pretty sure those have connections, because those work with generic little OBD scanners, right?
Yeah, we'll be able to connect to those cars, no problem. So
cool.
Mostly just a matter of compatibility here for this thing, and I don't have the right software to connect to the car, at least as of this time. So yeah, we'll try and move on to something else here.
So here's our contenders at the start line. We're gonna push, or I'm gonna push at least to start down this way on the track. This is the BMW i3 with repo history, odometer rollback, all the fun stuff. This is our 5 grand fizz cars. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a very fun series. But anyways, this we're gonna try, but it has creep. This doesn't have creep, or we can turn it off. So this is a better candidate. We're gonna start with this. Also low rolling resistance, less to push against. And this is the setup. Got a little camera here to get some views. But I'm just gonna leave the hatch open and push, try to get it out of auto hold, and start rolling, and then keep it rolling so it doesn't re-engage the brakes. And otherwise, we're gonna get connected here with the Autel.
Yeah, getting connected with the scan tool, that way we should be able to pull some live data.
Okay, here we are at the back of the i3. I have moved the mic down so you don't hear all the noises quite so aggressively. But we're going to just start pushing. I guess the first thing is gonna be get it out of auto hold, right?
Yeah,
if I can push enough to get it rolling, it won't go back into auto hold, is the idea.
I tried to see if I could find a way to shut off auto hold, and I can't. So we'll probably have to...
Okay.
I'll give it just a little bit of throttle just to get it rolling, and then hopefully we'll be able to just maintain that. I guess we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah,
Right there.
so I've got our amperage draw pulled up on the scan tool, which is kind of hard to see, but we're at about 700 watts, plus or minus. I'm going to hit record, and it should start to make a graph. We'll hit got it. Okay, so it's not actually going to show us the graph until we're finished, but it is recording how much energy we're using, or hopefully that we should be regenning.
So it's what, 600 something watts, is right?
Yeah, it's fluctuating between about 680 and 710 watts,
And
give or
that's
take.
just our base load for like,
Yeah, DC to DC converter,
Yeah.
coolant pumps, which are technically running off DC to DC converter. But yeah, so anything low voltage electrical. We have AC off, so no other high voltage loads.
so I say if we can get to 0, no output, no input, and you're canceling out 600 some watts plus the losses in regenning it and rolling resistance, that's a success. I'm happy with that. So okay, I guess let's try. So you'll probably have to accelerate a bit and then let me get pressure on it, and then you can stop essentially.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna put it into drive.
Okay, backwards too.
Oh, you're actually overpowering the auto hold right now.
What?
Yep.
Oh, so it doesn't grab brakes.
Maybe not. Maybe
systems
the
don't.
magnetism of the motor is just enough. Either that, or you're just pushing
Okay.
it past the brake enough. Do you want me to give
Well-
it just a little bit of throttle to get it rolling a little bit?
Yeah, let's see what happens, and then so we're just that's
Okay.
moving. All right. Now I'm pushing. Now, is it doing any? Oh, I feel regen for sure. Good lord. Is it doing anything?
We are at, oh, it's getting down to like negative 500 some odd watts.
Really?
Do you want to try and get a little bit more speed into it?
Holy
Build up
crap.
some momentum?
Yeah, that might
Get
be
it up to
helpful.
maybe like 5 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's a lot of. You can feel it start to resist you for sure.
I almost wonder if the car is like almost pushing back. Of course,
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
the consumption isn't going up, but it did
So-
go down just slightly.
So it went from what, negative 600 to negative 5?
Yeah, maybe like
Okay, so
550.
not much. Okay.
All right, so I'll try and bring it up to like 4 or 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll see if we can, how much we can hold there.
All right, so I'm gonna accelerate. All right, so I'm gonna accelerate. Okay, that's 2,
30.
3, 4.
Okay, now I'm gonna start going.
Okay, ready? I'm letting off. Oh, I think it did go a bit positive there.
Good lord.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
went. I think we went positive momentarily.
Yeah. Probably just the fact that you're slowing down. The energy of the weight of it is just coming back, plus me pushing was just enough to kind of
Right.
cross
Yeah.
over. Dang.
Huh. Should we try? Should we try double pushing? So maybe if I crawl out the hatch,
Oh my god.
maybe we can both push. Totally not sketchy at all, right?
No.
I'm gonna give the wheel just a little bit of a turn that way, so they don't go in the grass.
You want me to take it?
You can take that.
Oh, that's a lot of work. There's no way. Is that still in drive?
I believe it is.
Yes, it is. That's ridiculous. Okay, this is fine.
Okay, time for a double push.
All right, I got my mic here. We're gonna use GoPro. Audio may suck, but there we go. All right, well, this is both of us. We're at like, yeah, negative 600, 600 and a half, 650 watts.
Yeah, it's still
Here we
recording
go.
right now, so we should be able to go back and review the data.
Okay.
We're actually rolling.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take much at all. Like I said, when you push, it just lets it go, and then it starts to regen and push
And
you
it starts
back.
to regen and it pushes back. And well,
Ready?
let's go.
Set, go.
Oh wow, it really pushes back.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's positive though, isn't it?
Yep. It was like I saw the initial
I saw the
push.
brake lights coming on the car too.
Well, that's a sign that something's happening.
Yeah.
So I saw at least 0, if not a little past.
Let's see. Should we hit complete on that?
Let's get good audio back.
Okay.
Okay. Back to the, yes, working better audio.
So, yeah, I just shut off our recording for our regen, and now we can review it.
So we'll see the one with me and then the one with both of us.
So we should be able to review that.
Yeah, there's definitely noticeable something happening though.
So if I go to the last...
If you had a heavier car, this would be very difficult.
Yeah.
With wider wheels or something, but...
So I'm going to go to the last little bit there at the very end, and we can watch the value change.
I still find it amazing that it's just on in drive.
Yeah, still on in
I
drive.
really thought that was never going to work. Because we were just talking about, right? It shuts off every time you turn it on and then let your foot off the brake when you're not sitting in the car.
Right.
But it'll just let you stay in drive once you're driving. Well, I was an idiot. I'm used to looking at everything in wattages, and Alex was just reminding me, this is amperage, not wattage. So what's the voltage on this car? This is 300s probably, right?
Well, so obviously the pack voltage is going to vary a little bit based on SOC. We can look at what the real-time pack voltage
That
is.
might be the out-of-spec way, but...
We should have tried to get pack voltage on our recording here, but if we scrub back...
But we're at least at like...
You can see we were in the positive. We hit a peak of probably...
Oh, come on, hold on. There we go.
So I want to make something clear here. We got about a peak with both of us pushing at 1.62 amps, and the voltage is well over 300 volts at the time we did this. And so that is over 500 watts in the positive after canceling out the somewhere around like the 200 and something watts of just base load that the car has. So that means at a minimum we were putting in 700 watts or so, and by myself, as we'll see here in a little bit, I don't know that we ever got a true good reading. Kind of weird. I would have thought I've gotten something, but maybe we were able to push just enough to where it allowed regen together, and that threshold was kind of right between just me and both of us
we hit
pushing.
over 1.5 amps.
That's crazy. So that's at least like 300 watts of charging, right? That's somewhere in that.
Yeah,
Like bare
I would guess
minimum.
so.
Was having some focus issues, but as we were talking about.
Yeah, so I can go back and look at our pack voltage. We're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of around 360 volts-ish, give or take, at our current state of charge. Say plus or minus 10.
Yeah.
So if we go 360 times, and I know that at its peak, I saw like 1.6 amps on here. Oh, we can actually go frame by frame here.
We went over an amp at the... Oh,
Yeah.
Is that when you sped it up and then slowed down then?
No, this was with both of us pushing. At one point we hit...
So the first one was me doing by
So
myself like
Yeah,
0.
positive.
yeah.
And then that was well over 1
Yeah.
or 1.5 with both of us.
1.76 amps peak is what we saw. So 360 times 1.76 amps, that would be 633 watts.
That's amazing. So yes, if you could kill yourself for like 3 hours straight or something, you could, you know.
You might get some energy in the
Yeah,
car.
a little bit of noticeable.
But yeah, I would say on average, we were probably in this 0.3 amp neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then the car really started to slow down and we went back negative again. But let's see, so at half an amp, let's say, 0.5 times 360 volts, that'd be 180 watts.
And that's overcoming though. See, 0.6 would be how many watts of that? Because I was backwards earlier. I said wattage, I meant, so it was 0.6, so you're talking, what, 200 something
0.6
watts?
amps, yeah.
Yeah, so 200 something watts, so we were overcoming that.
About 180 watts, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's sick.
But yeah, we're offsetting our use with the DC to DC converter and all that stuff too, which is drawing some amount of power.
And then also still coming positive charging.
And still coming positive.
That's
so
pretty cool.
net, we're probably producing a lot closer to well, let's say it's say around 650 watts.
But if we're doing, hold on, if that's
So that'd be about
0.6
830.
of an amp, and 1 amp is, wouldn't it
Or
be
wait a minute.
300 and something watts?
Right. Yeah. So 0.6.
Because that's where I was mixed up earlier, so I was like trying to make sure this is...
So 0.65 amps
Would
times
be-
360 volts would be 234 watts. And then
Ooh,
I
what
would
is
say
it,
on
50
average
focus?
our positive net gain was maybe about 180 watts.
Yeah,
So total power about 400 watts.
that's amazing. Well, that's pretty sick. I'm gonna have to, I really want to try this with the Spark at least and see, just have a second comparison to see what, like, is there a drastic difference between one car and another? Probably not. The physics
Yeah.
are the same, but it would be very interesting to try. So maybe we can try that and see if creep actually negatively affects you, or if it kind of doesn't matter once you're rolling.
Yeah, or maybe if it'll kind of help because it'll
Yeah, get you
get
going.
the car up to a speed.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
So let's try that and see. So we've proven a point. If we had a couple of people, we could probably get a Hummer charging.
Yeah, if we had like 3 or 4 people, we might be able to get some actual power into the car.
Yeah. So we've finally got the Spark situation set up.
Yep.
So we have
And,
two different ones here, a high resolution and a lower
Presumably a
resolution?
lower resolution. We have 2 different current sensors. So
Yeah.
we have data for 2 of them, so we might as well look at both. I've
Yeah.
got the graphs for both of them pulled up here, and they're just, you know,
So our-
recording data basically.
Well, let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, there we go. So we're 0.5 amp and then 0.6 amp. So one of those two.
Right.
And then we'll just go from baseline on that and see what happens. But this has creep, so I'm going to have to let it roll and then push against it, and it'll probably start pushing back against me pretty hard. So, yeah, I'll hand you this.
We'll let her rip.
Get this going.
Alrighty.
All right.
Are we ready?
Got the GoPro going. Yeah, I'll follow for a second and then go ahead and put it in low.
Okay. I'll
We'll
go.
We'll see kind of where it stops at. I think it's 2 or 3 miles an hour. But,
All right. I'll go low, and I'm just going to let off the pedal here.
okay.
And I'll go ahead and just aim at that. We're going
That's pretty much it. That's
2 miles an hour.
Yeah, so we can push more than this. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
You ready? Good luck.
I'm ready. We're actually
It's just getting faster, though.
we're going even further negative.
What? Is
Yeah.
that like... So it's not activating regen?
It's almost like it's fighting against you to try and maintain
like
a
an,
creep speed.
Uh,
Well, but that should be regenning if it was doing that. I don't know. Oh, we're going off road here, and now we've got fans kicking on or something, and it's actually ramped up the current to 7 amps.
7 amps?
7.
So yeah, something's cooling.
Now it's ramping back down, but I can hear the
Well,
fan.
this is not working. Okay.
Okay, we're negative 6.6, 5.4,
So it went down?
4.3. Interesting.
It gets slightly faster.
Yeah,
And
it
then
does get
kind
faster,
of,
but,
kind of regens.
but we're not actually getting any positive
But
amperage.
it doesn't feel anything like the
Really?
i3. The i3 is just like right there holding you,
Yeah,
and this just wants to get faster and kind of push you.
interesting.
Weird. Well,
Should we?
huh,
We'll come to
whoa.
a stop here.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Yeah, that's really interesting. Well,
These are the fun things you find when you just test it.
yeah. I
'Cause I would not
wonder.
have guessed that would be what it did.
I don't actually know off the top of my head if this car has a permanent magnet or an induction motor.
I think the Bolt... No, Bolt has a permanent magnet, doesn't it? I think it does.
I would assume this is probably
Yeah.
permanent magnet, but I don't know for sure.
But I don't know enough about this car.
So I guess we should try a car with an induction motor.
Yeah. Probably a good idea, because it doesn't seem like a conclusive situation here. This is interesting finds for sure.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, well, let's go pick another car and see what...
See
what
what
else
happens next.
Get a good workout in today. Okay, we have the final boss. This is Alex's 480 something thousand mile plus now.
483 now.
Heck yeah. What is it, 2015?
2015.
15, yes.
Tesla Model S, a beautiful classic. So this is the final boss. We're going to try, so it has an induction motor, right?
Dual induction motors.
Dual
yes.
induction motors. And what is the primary regen? Is it even between both, or?
Well, so the rear motor sleeps a lot of the time, unless you're under hard acceleration or probably hard regen. So the majority of the time it's going to be running on the front motor.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool to know. All right. So this is actually in kilowatts. That's an important difference than what we've been dealing with.
Right.
So we've determined it's like outputting 300 watts.
Right.
Or 0.3 kilowatts.
So if we look at our little power graph here, so we've got our pack voltage and we have our power. It's showing 0.2 kilowatts or 200 watts of power consumption right now with the car just kind of sitting idle. So that's basically just DC to DC converter running.
Yeah.
Of course, climate's off and everything, just like we did with the other cars.
So if the weight is not too much and it will regen at a slow enough speed, we should be able to get at least a few hundred watts above.
In theory.
Or a little bit above positive with that.
And the regen on this car really dies off if you're under, say, 5 miles an hour.
Okay,
so hopefully we'll be able to get something measurable, but we might actually be able to get some regen, but I suspect that you're not going to get nearly as much resistance pushing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it's going to be more speed and not really, kind of
Yeah.
like what the Spark was. It didn't feel like it was doing as much, whereas the i3 just immediately was kind of locking up on you. So, okay, well, let's get this thing started and we'll see what I can do.
Alrighty. We're ready to go in drive.
Okay. Yeah, and I will be back here. It might be hard to see in this one. So,
And the car is complaining about the trunk, so sorry about the beeping noise, but...
and this, so does this need to come out of like auto hold, or?
Yes. So what I will do is I will just give it just a tiny little tap of throttle.
Okay.
That'll take it out of auto hold. And then, yeah, we should be able to just push and see what happens. Okay, so it's out of auto hold now.
And now I'm pushing.
Let's see what we get for power. We've got nothing for power so far.
So what, did it do anything?
Nothing.
Really?
No change. 200 watts of power consumption the entire time.
Huh.
Should we try to both push?
Will this one do that?
Should.
I mean, we can try.
Well, let's see.
So I was saying it felt like you're pushing against the weight of the car and the resistance in the motors, just the mechanical resistance, and then not much else is happening.
Right.
Maybe a little bit of something, but apparently it's just not going fast enough.
So let's see. I'm trying to think how I can get this into drive. I think that maybe if I could reach in here.
Do actually smart summon.
Push on the brake pedal.
Oh God.
Okay. Oh. Fasten seatbelt and close door to stay in gear, okay? I'll try and put the seatbelt on. And it's also not in hold.
Oh, okay.
Good. So, in theory, we'll see if we can get something out of this.
Yeah, we've got a screen recording going. We're at 0.6 kilowatts now.
Yeah, which is weird because it was only at 0.2 before. So not sure what changed, but for whatever reason, we're at 0.6 kilowatts.
Well, if we can at least bring it down is what's important. So
I guess we'll see if we can make a difference.
Yeah. So let's start. We'll just get it rolling slightly, and then we'll full power into it. So.
Alrighty.
All right, you ready? This works best for me, grabbing here, but I don't know. You can try whatever.
I'm just gonna push.
All right.
Push right here.
Okay, we'll just get it rolling a little bit. And set. You can go. Okay, it feels like it's just rolling a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't really feel like it's regenerating much at all.
I don't think so.
I don't think it did anything. Huh.
And how fast are we actually moving? We were probably going maybe 5?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Huh.
Well, let's see. Yeah, and I'm not seeing any change. I mean, we're already near the end of the recording.
I'm glad we started with the i3 because we might just go, well, I don't know if this is possible. Yeah. i3 really gave it...
So apparently, induction motor, regen at low speed just is not significant enough to be measurable here. But the permanent magnet motor on the i3, we definitely could. but it's a lot of effort for very little
Yeah.
gain.
Oh yeah, I think we knew that was the idea. But you know, I've never seen anybody do it, and is it possible? Well, yeah, you can put a meaningful enough amount of energy in to actually be positive.
Technically
With
speaking,
one person, you can do it on a
is
lighter
possible.
vehicle, and we have done it with the i3 at least.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. This is also being a dual motor car and heavier.
You got a lot of resistance in the dual motors. All
Yeah.
all that. It's got pretty
A lot of the
wide tires,
mechanical
so
stuff.
245 tread width tires.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of rolling resistance working against you with this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is really, that's why I said the final boss, because you've got so much more in here than something light and small like the i3 or
Right,
Spark.
exactly.
But yeah.
If you're confused about any of the results we got, let me go over and clarify specifically what we got as a whole and the overall picture. So with the i3, you know, some of this data was lagged behind a little bit. So when I was pushing, it wasn't showing the actual number on the screen until a little later. So some of that can be confusing in there. But it seemed like by myself, we didn't get anything substantial with the i3. But with both of us, it must have pushed over a threshold where it kind of allowed regen or started accepting it, or the meter for what is showing incoming power was just had gotten to the point where it could tell what it was more clearly. Something. Either way, we got 1.7, the 1.7, over 1.7 amps anyway. I calculated it out to around 813 watts if you include the power output that the car had, which was around 180, 200 watts, into past that going positive 600 and something watts in order to get that result. And so the total energy or power we were putting into it with both of us on the i3 was around 800 watts, which is pretty dang cool. With the Spark, it did look like we said in the video that it didn't, but upon looking at the footage and I lined up the clips, and when I pushed to when the Spark was at an output of 6 and something amps, it went to an output of 4 and something amps, and then when I stopped pushing, it came back up. So I was taking off a few amps of power output from the battery. So essentially we were doing 1.5 amps. Don't know the exact voltage on that, but you're talking at least 400 something watts just by myself on the Spark. So there was something there. Most likely. The reason I say most likely is it was fluctuating because the Spark was doing some kind of motor battery cooling. Something was going on there, and we couldn't turn any of that off. So there was some variable in that. But at the moment that it went from, you know, putting out 6 amps to then putting out 4 amps and coming back, I was pushing it. So it definitely seems like something had happened there. So both the Spark and the i3 are positive and a success, and of course the Model S didn't do anything. Between induction motors and being a heavier car, several factors just didn't work out. So I just wanted to clarify that, but I won't keep you too long. Get back to the video.
Well, it's hot enough out here, so I think we're done. But funny thing was, I had like a Google Gemini conversation to see what AI thought you could do. And it basically said one person could theoretically do, if you can get the regen to activate on a smaller, lighter car in the 2,000 to 3,000 pound range, that you could do maybe 500 to 600 watts. And that's more or less what we did. So that's pretty cool to see. Shows it is possible. Very fun. Could have been a little cooler, but nonetheless, that was fun to see. I think heavier cars, you're gonna need a few more people, but very fun and interesting on lighter cars. And thank you, Alex, for helping and joining on another Out of Spec Bits video, and we'll see you on another one soon.